All right, good morning, guys. Week 7, virtual learning. We're going to go ahead and get rolling here pretty quickly. First slide you can see here is just a quick check, finding surface area of a triangular prism. That was from last week, so you want some extra practice, go ahead and figure out these problems. You can pause the video right now, work these out, and then check your answer on the next slide. Here are those answers, okay? This week, again, our Common Core State Standard, we're going to be using three-dimensional figures to find nets made up of rectangles and triangles, and we're going to use those nets to find surface area of different figures, okay? Some mathematical practices we'll take care of here. And what are we going to learn today? Today we are finding the surface area of a pyramid, okay? And we're going to use our nets where we kind of take the figure and like lay it out, and we draw out all the different shapes. And we're going to use the area formulas that we already know. So area for a rectangle, area for a triangle, to figure out the surface area for this pyramid. All right, here it goes, taking a look at what a pyramid actually looks like. This is a pyramid. Hopefully you're thinking, when pyramid comes to your mind, you're thinking of maybe Egypt, and seeing those pyramids in your head. This is what you would see, okay? Now we can also have a pyramid that has a triangle base, okay? And some of the problems that you'll see today do have a triangle base, some have a square base or a rectangle base. So you'll see both of those today. A couple key vocab terms that you need to know. Obviously, we know that the base is the shape that the figure is sitting on, okay? They added in slant height. Slant height is the height of the sides or the height of the triangles for pyramids. Lateral face is just the face on the side, okay? So the face on one of the triangles. Vertex is the point where all of those faces come together at the top there. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and try one here. They're going to walk us through this, then we'll do one, and then they'll walk us through another one, and we'll do another one together. Okay, so this is find the surface area of the pyramid. All right, we're going to use a net to find the area of each face, and then we're going to add. So all we're doing, we're going to pull these shapes apart, find the area of each, and then add them all together. Okay, so here's what that looks like if they were to go ahead and just take that shape and flatten it. Okay, we did this last week. Let's see if I can grab my pen here. We did this last week and it seemed to work out okay. We would take just the square at the bottom, and then we would take just the triangles and kind of separate them that way. Whatever works for you, use it. Okay. All right. To find the area of our square, all we have to do is base times height. Okay, that's where they got 7 times 7 from. We just do the base times the height. So 7 times 7. Okay, that's where they got this and that from. Okay, so you get 49. Then we're going to find the area of each triangular face. Okay, remember, base times height divided by 2. That's how to find the area of a triangle. Or you could do 1/2 times the base times the height. Okay, and that's what they did here. So they took this triangle. If we were to look at this face over here, 7's on the bottom, and my actual height, my slant height, is a 9. So they played in 1/2 times 7 times 9. They got 31.5. Okay. Now remember, there are 4 triangles, and here's kind of the biggest point today. All the triangles are going to be the exact same size. So you don't have to find the area for all 4 triangles. You only have to find the area for one triangle. And just know that all of them will have 31.5 as their area. So this one is 31.5. That means this one has to be. That means this one has to be. and that means this one has to be, which is good news because it's going to save us some work, okay? And then all we have to do is add up all these numbers, okay? That rectangle or square was 49. Once we add up all these things, we get our answer of 175. Notice that it's square centimeters or centimeters squared still. We are still in area, so we're still using this, okay? All right, let's try one together. It says find the total surface area of the pyramid. We can go ahead and draw this flat out, or we can separate them. I'm going to show you what both of them look like. If I was to go ahead and do my net, which means I'm flattening this shape, it would look something like this. Obviously not going to be perfect drawing, but gives us an idea, right? If I was to take my pyramid and just flatten it like this, that's what I would have. Now, I have 3 on this side, 3 on this side, 3 on this side, obviously 3 on this side. All of them are 3. It's a square. And my slant height is 7. So going up on all of these are 7. So all of the slant heights are 7. So if I did all of these, 7 and 7 again, okay? So that's one way you could do it. Or you could go ahead and separate them by just doing this. Drawing your square, drawing your triangle, your 4 triangles actually. Okay, just so you know that you have to figure out all of the areas for these shapes. Okay, and then you can go ahead and label. We know that this is 3, this is 3, we know that this is 3, the slant height is 7, this is 3, my slant height is 7, and so on. These will be the same as, well, I guess I can finish them for you. I'm already halfway there, huh? The bottom is 3, and the slant height is 7. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this way, our second way, just because that's the way we have been doing it. Okay, so the area for my square, let's work down here. The area for my square, all I have to do is base times height. Which means all I have to do, technically, is 3 times 3, which is equal to 9. Okay, so we'll put 9 in the center here. I'm going to switch colors for my triangles here, and we'll go to the area of a triangle. The area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Okay, or all I have to do is just plug in my base, which was 3, my height, which was 7, and divide that by 2. Okay, 3 times 7 we know is 21, and then 21 divided by 2 you should get 10 and a half or 10.5. Okay, so we know that this is 10.5, this is 10.5, this is 10.5, and this is 10.5. All of my areas are the exact same for my triangles, okay, because they're the same shape. Now, to figure out your answer, I'll pull out a different color. We'll go with black. Okay? And just add up all of your areas. I have to add up the 9, the 10.5, 10.5, 10.5, 10.5. Okay, so it's going to look like this. 9 plus 10.5 plus 10.5 plus 10.5 plus 10.5. When I do that, I should get an answer of 51. And then hopefully you're throwing in that inches squared because we are still talking about area. Okay. All right, let's move to a triangular base here. Same idea. It really is the same idea. The only thing that's going to change is instead of finding the base of a rectangle, the area of a rectangle on the bottom, I'm going to find the area of a triangle. Okay, so Number 2, they're going to walk us through this one. Find the surface area of the pyramid. Step 1 says find the area of each face and then add. The triangular base is an equilateral triangle because all 3 sides are 4 feet long. So they pulled it out here for us. Notice that they are just looking at this shape right now. Okay, they took that out and just threw it right there. Okay, and then if I can go ahead and get my eraser out just so you can see here. Oh no. Now they are taking the lateral faces, which look like this. Let's see if we can outline this one here. Okay, sorry about the squiggly, but they're taking those out and just throwing it right there. So that's what the lateral face looks like. Okay, and of course there are 3 of those. Okay, there are 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. Okay, a triangle only has 3 sides, so it can only have 3 faces. All right. So they're going to find the area of the base by doing base times height divided by 2, or 1/2 times base times height. When they find the area of this base, they will get 7. And then they're going to find the area of the lateral faces over here, which is the ones on the side, by doing again base times height divided by 2, or 1/2 times base times height. Okay, when they do that, they get 10. And then we have to add them up. 7, which is the area of the base, plus 1 lateral face, plus 2 lateral faces, plus 3 lateral faces. You will get 37 square feet, or feet squared, both the same thing. Okay. Let's try one together. Last one. All right. I'm going to go ahead and separate them just because that's the way that they did that in their example. So we'll go ahead and take our base here. And let's pull it out. So here's my base. Notice on the bottom we have 10 feet. My height on that base is 8 7/10, or 8.7. Okay. Now let's go ahead and I'll use a different color, and I'll erase this one first so you can see here. We use a different color and pull out the lateral faces. Let's use blue. Okay. This is probably going to be the easiest one to see here on the side, on the right side. Okay. So now I have 3 lateral faces. They look like this. Let's see, bottom, as you can see, is 10, and their slant heights are 12. And for all 3, they're all going to be the same. Okay, remember, only 3 faces because our base is a triangle this time around. Going up, 12, and 10. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and figure out. Let's find the area of the base first, the one on the bottom. So we'll go to our black triangle. Remember, the area of a triangle, we're going to use base times height divided by 2. Okay, so when I plug that in, my base is 10, my height is 8.7, and I'm going to divide all that by 2. Well, if you go ahead and throw that in your calculator, 10 times 8.7, oops, you should get, oh goodness, 87. Okay. Then we do 87 divided by 2, and you will get an area of 43.5. So The area of my base was 43.5. We'll hold that up there so you can see. Move to my blue triangles now, the lateral faces. So let's do the same exact thing. The area of a triangle is equal to base times height divided by 2. The base in this case is 10. The height, or the lateral, or the slant height, excuse me, is 12. And we're going to divide all that by 2. 10 times 12, you should know, is 120. And then 120, if we cut that in half, dividing it by 2, we will get 60. Okay, so all of these are 60. You only have to find the area once because they're all the same shape. Okay, and to solve, we'll go ahead and use, let's see, green. That's what I was looking for. Let's add up all these to get my area. 43.5 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60. When I add all these things up, I'm going to go ahead and throw it in my calculator. You should get 223 and 5/10 or 223 and a half. And hopefully you go ahead and throw on feet squared so we know that we are working with area, specifically surface area. Alright, that's it for today. Take it out the door. You can write a paragraph describing how what you learned about surface area of a prism helped you with finding the surface area of pyramids. Only 2 weeks left here, so make sure you get your quizzes done. And make sure you're watching this video during your practice worksheets. Email me, contact me, message me on Schoology with any questions that you have. Zoom meetings every week. Wednesdays 8 to 9, Thursdays 11 to 12. Thanks, guys.